Hari Om, and welcome to day 4 of Family Yoga. I think you're really going to enjoy the class today as we launch into action with abundant energy. Perhaps the most common complaint that I hear in my clinic is fatigue. Lack of energy, reduced motivation due to exhaustion, and just overall tiredness. And for no known reason. Some of my patients have tried everything from energy drinks to B vitamins, and of course, they can't live without their morning caffeine. In fact, the caffeine has become more like a dependency. We rely on it in order just to have energy to get us through the day. Without the morning caffeine, we feel a decreased sense of productivity and general irritability. So, does that mean that your coffee has become more like a drug dependency? Why would you want that? We all want to experience abundant energy. Even after a long day at work, we want to have time and energy to ride bikes with our kids, or read without falling asleep, or going for that evening walk without dragging our feet. For many, this is now like a dream come true, but it doesn't need to be a dream. You can achieve abundant energy and have it all the time. You see, when we become depleted of our vital life force, our pranic energy, it leaves us with fatigue and exhaustion. So what is it that depletes us? Constant activity, mental activity, especially like multitasking. Electronic devices deplete us, artificial light, lack of fresh air, foods that are devoid of prana, such as microwave cooked and processed foods, packaged foods, even tap water depletes us. Lack of sufficient sleep, constant background noise, aggressive TV or loud music. Even watching the news can be depleting with all the negativity, tension, anxiety, not taking time to recharge ourselves in silence. All of these lead to a pranic depletion. We are like a vessel that to function optimally needs to be filled with abundant prana for vitality and energy. But imagine when we are depleted and this vessel is empty, your body will crave for this and force you to feel tired so that at least you can get some sleep and replenish your supply. Other ways that we can replenish our pranic energy is through fresh air, sunlight, being in nature, being in the presence of spiritual beings, food with high pranic energy, water, especially spring water that has been charged and energetically, and most effectively is yoga and pranayama. Today, our yoga routine will focus on asanas and pranayama that will renew and replenish our empty vessels with pranic energy. The focus will be on slow, deep breathing throughout the practice and gentle asanas that open and help expand our nadis and chakras, quite different from what we practiced the last few days. It's highly restorative and it can be practiced even when you're feeling exhausted. And it's great for those of you suffering from joint pains or if you're in a more fragile condition. We're going to begin today's class with Ujjayi Breathing, which we learned a few days ago. So grab your mat, your family members, and let's begin. Let's begin our class today by coming into a comfortable sitting position. Rest the hands on our knees and straighten the spine. Before we start, I'd like to give a nice big welcome to the students and members of Chinmaya Mission who are with me in the studio today. Behind me, I have Hari, Anita, Deepa, Meena, and on this side, Prem, my dad, Henna, Dinesh, Poonam. Henna is our child model, so for the children who are following along. And here, but outside the camera, are Ramdas, Shankar, and Kamlesh, also my mom. Join the hands at the heart center. Be sure the spine is tall, aligned with the neck and back of the head. Keep your body relaxed. Take a few breaths in and out. As you breathe in, fill the body with warm pranic energy, and as you breathe out, let go of all thoughts from the day. Bring your mind into the present moment. Let it not wander here and there. Use your will to keep it fixed in the here and now. Rest the hands on the knees. For today's class, we're doing a different type of an asana practice. These are called restorative poses, also known as relaxation poses. And in order to increase the energy levels within us and to maintain abundant energy, we do this with the power of breath and breathing. And we learned a few classes ago, I think in day one, we learned Ujjayi Breath. We're going to begin with Ujjayi breathing, and we will continue this breath all throughout the class for the next 45 minutes, even while we're practicing the poses. So sitting up nice and tall, if you recall, the Ujjayi Breath is with the mouth closed, breathing in and out with a slight constriction in the throat, as though you are silently chanting Om, but with the mouth closed. Let us practice. Inhale through the nose and exhale. You'll hear a sound like the sound of the sea, or the sound like you're fogging up a mirror with your breath. Now try to lengthen the exhalation. Make it a bit longer, slower. We're giving more emphasis, more importance to the exhalation. It is the exhalation that induces our parasympathetic nervous activity, that rest and digest function within us, and to counteract all the stress hormones, which tend to cause a lot of our fatigue and exhaustion. Two more breaths. And let's come to standing. Now, when you're practicing the restorative yoga poses, the advantage is that you don't need to warm up too much for them, because they are not going to place any tension or strain on our joints and our muscles. But throughout the class, try to contract as less as possible anywhere in your body. Okay, we want to try and keep blood and prana moving smoothly. We don't want any tightness, stiffness, or constriction. So we're not trying to achieve anything in these poses. We're simply trying to let the body fully and deeply relax and become comfortable in each of the poses so that we can continue our deep Ujjayi breathing. So in standing position with feet together and arms by the sides. Let us take 3 breaths in Ujjayi. Inhaling, exhale slowly, making the same sound, reducing the airways, throat. On the next inhalation, raise the left arm. Reach up. And on the exhalation, bend to the right. Continue Ujjayi. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale. Inhale, other side. Reach. Exhale. Ujjayi for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Ujjayi for 2 breaths. Inhale, raise the left foot up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Breathe. Inhale, raise the arms up. Alongside the ears. Ujjayi breath, 3 breaths. Inhale, lower the hands. Exhale, lower the foot. Arms by the sides. Ujjayi for 2 breaths. Inhale, raise the right foot up. Exhale, palms at the heart center. Breathe. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale slowly. 3 Ujjayi breaths. All breathing through the nose. Slowly, deeply. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, release the foot. Tadasana, Ujjayi Breath. Inhale, bring your hands up to your waist and bring your hands a bit closer together on your lower back so that the elbows come close together. Inhale, Ujjayi. Take the head up and back. Exhale, hold. Hold with the head dropped back. 3 breaths. Inhale, straighten. Bring the chin down to the chest. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, raise the arms up. Reach up. Exhale, take the arms forward and down. But this time, just let the fingertips hang. Just be relaxed. Point the top of the head towards the floor. Straighten the knees. 3 slow, deep Ujjayi breaths. Make them as slow as you can. The deeper you breathe, the more your muscles will respond. The body relaxes. There's a cleansing effect that takes place. This cleansing, this purifying, also energizing the body. Now to release, bring your hands to your hips and inhale, raise the head and chest. Exhale, drop the arms by the sides, make the chest wide, lift the sternum. Breathe. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, bend forward and try to lift the back leg and hold for 3 breaths. Inhale, raise the arms back up. Exhale, lower the arms to the sides. Take a breath. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, bend forward and raise the right leg up. 3 breaths. Gaze at a point. Inhale, raising the arms. Exhale and lower. 1 breath. Let's come to hands and knees. Inhale, raise the head up and back. Drop the belly down, push the hips away from you. Pause, hold the breath for a moment. And now exhale. Bring the chin down towards the chest. Round out the spine. Pause. Inhale. Ujjayi, exhale. Everybody, I should hear you all breathing. Pause with breath retention. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Back to Sthiti. And come sitting in Vajrasan, hands on the thighs. 3 Ujjayi breaths. Take the knees apart. Sit deeply in between the heels. Hands on the thighs. Breathing. Now see if you can widen the knees further. Sit deeply in between the heels. Hands on the knees. Deep breath. Inhaling. Walk the hands beyond the fingertips. Hands far away from you. Keep the arms straight. Exhaling slowly. Lower the chest. Stay on the fingertips. Lower the chest. And then the nose and forehead. 3 slow Ujjayi breaths here. Inhale, raise the head slightly. Exhale, you're going to slide the right arm underneath the left and look towards your left. Try to bring the right shoulder to the ground. Left arm is straight. Again, 3 breaths. The right palm should be down, flat on the floor. Left hand is on the fingertips. Roll the left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Inhale, raise the head, and right arm goes back out. Exhale, left arm to the left, to the right, turn to the right. Same thing on the other side. 3 slow breaths. Inhale, raise the head. Slide the left arm back out on the fingertips. Exhale again, lower the chest, lower the forehead to the mat. Inhale, raising the head now, walk the hands. As you Ujjayi exhale, back towards the body. Hands on the knees. Take the shoulders back. Bring the knees together. Now we are going to do Ujjayi in Adho Mukha Kaswanasan. Walk the hands forward and lift the hips up. Now, since we are doing restorative poses, you can be more loose in this pose and more comfortable. So if you need to bend your knees, you can bend your knees. If you need to lift your heels, you can do that. If you need to bend your elbows. We're going to take 5 Ujjayi breaths here. Breathing should be audible. I'd like to hear you all breathing. Inhale, you're going to raise your right foot up. And now you are going to bring your right knee forward all the way to your right elbow and rest the foot on the floor. So hands are slightly in front of you. Take your shoulders back and head back. We are now in Ekapada Kapotasana or Pigeon Pose. 5 breaths. Now begin to walk the hands away from you again and lower the head to the mat. If you can, to the mat, or another option is to rest your forehead on your arms like this. So option 1 and option 2. Be comfortable because we're going for another 5 slow, deep breaths. Remember, we are trying to fully and deeply relax in these poses. No tension, straining, or trying to achieve anything. You're going to feel an intense stretch here in the outer right thigh and through the hip joints. It's important that you continue the slow exhalations to help keep those muscles open, relaxed. Inhale, raise the head, look forward. Exhale, begin walking the hands back. One more time, take the head back up. One breath here. And then come up on your back toes, raising the left leg off the floor. And we're going to slide the right leg back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. 3 Ujjayi breaths here. 3 breaths. Now lift the left leg up high on the inhale. And on the exhale, bring the left knee forward to touch your left elbow and rest the leg on the mat. Straighten the right leg out behind you. Lift your head and chest. Take the head back. Eyes gazing upwards. 5 Ujjayi breaths. Now walk the hands forward. And remember, you have 2 options here. Bringing the forehead down to the mat or onto your arms for another 5 breaths. Making sure the body remains relaxed. Intense stretch occurring now. Be comfortable. Inhale, raise the head, looking forward. Exhale, walk the hands back towards your body. One more time, raise your head up and back. Arch the spine nicely. And come up on your back toes. Raise your right leg and try to lift that left leg back up and down into Adho Mukha Svanasana for 3 breaths. Raise the right leg up. Again, right knee, bring it forward. Tap your right elbow, lay the leg down. Elongate your left leg, except this time we are going to go into Gomukha Asana. So what you're going to do is take the left leg and slide it around you. And try to bring your left knee over the right. So you want to try and have the foot that's on the right side, which is your left foot, equal to the other foot. And the top knee stacked above the bottom. Now let's clasp our fingers, place it over our knee, and take 3 breaths here. For those of you who want more of a challenge in this pose, take the right hand behind you. Left arm reaches up and comes back to grab hold of the fingers in the back. The head should be straight. If you have a strap, you can use it for this pose. And if you're here, take 3 slow breaths. Try to keep the arms relaxed. Do not strain the neck. Keep the spine straight. Inhale, raise the left arm up. Exhale, take both hands behind you. Push down into the ground. Lift your hips up. Exhale, lower. Now, we're going to come back out the same way. Left leg goes back. We're back in our pigeon pose. Come up on the back toes and the right foot goes back into Adho Mukha Kaswanasan for 3 breaths. Inhale, raise the left leg. Left knee comes forward. Rest the leg on the mat. Now we're going to take our right leg and swirl it around. Bring our right knee over the left this time. Gomukhasan on the other side. Clasp the hands, place them on the top knee. Keep the spine straight. 3 breaths. When you first get into the pose, that stretch might feel uncomfortable. Your body may be resisting. Even though it's perfectly fine for you to move into these poses, you just need to use the breath to ease up on that resistance. Release and relax the muscles. For more of a challenge, take the left hand behind you. Raise the right arm up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the right hand and grab hold of the fingers behind you. Keep the head straight. Do not lean forward. That will place strain on the neck. 3 breaths. Release. Raise the right arm on the inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand and left behind you. Push down into the mat. Lift the hips up. Lower. Excellent, everyone. Let's slide the right leg back behind us. Back in our pigeon pose. Push into the mat with the hands and bring the left foot back. Last time in Adho Mukha Kaswanasan for 3 breaths. Bring the knees down to the mat. Vajrasana. Straight spine, hands on the thighs. Okay, extend the legs in front of you. And let's come lying on our mats. Finishing up with our last few restorative poses here. Our energizing asanas. Let's take a few breaths just lying in Chalasana. Remember that asana doesn't just mean posture. It means comfortable posture. We are not in an asana if we are not at ease. Take the feet flat on the floor. Bring the knees towards your chest. Take the arms inside the knees and grab hold of the big toe with the first two fingers. And now try to roll the knees closer towards your shoulders, keeping a bend in the knees with the elbows, push the knees out to the sides. In Anandabalasan or happy baby pose, let's take 5 breaths here. Ujjayi. I hear everyone breathing slowly, deeply. This is wonderful. Each breath is bringing an abundance of energy. Bring your feet back down on the mat. Keep your knees bent. Now just on the right foot, take your right arm and grab hold of the big toe on the right. And start to straighten out the right leg, if you can. Otherwise, it's perfectly fine to have a bend in the knee. So we're giving a gentle hamstring stretch here and forcing blood flow out of the right leg up into the upper body. And 3 Ujjayi breaths here. And release. Take a breath. On the other side. Grabbing hold of the big toe. Take your time, straighten out the left leg or keep a bend. Breathe and hold. And release. Both feet flat. Walk the feet in together so that the knees are touching and bring the feet closer into your body. Take the arms out to the sides at shoulder level. Now we're going to drop the knees to the right. Drop the knees over to the right. They may or may not touch the floor, and that's okay. Now turn your head to the left. Take your right hand and place it on top of the left knee to try and get a deeper stretch, a deeper twist of the spine. Make sure that both shoulders are down on the mat. 5 breaths. Extend the right arm back out and raise the knees back to center. Take 2 breaths here before we move to the other side. Let the spine come back to neutral. And now drop the knees to the left when you're ready. Turn your head. Look to the right. Place the left hand on top of the right knee. Press the knees down towards the floor. Look further to the right. Allow your slow breathing to really bring flexibility, suppleness to the spine. Allow it to twist deeply, fully. Inhale, bring the knees up, back to center. Take 2 breaths. And now pull the knees into the chest. Wrap your arms around. Pull the thighs up towards the body. 3 breaths. And release. Extend the legs out and straighten the body. Shavasana. For our final 3 breaths before pranayama. And this time as you lie, feel how your body, the state of your body and mind now. You should feel a sense of lightness and freshness. Though the body feels relaxed, it also feels like it's ready to perform all its functions and duties and tasks with lightness, with freshness, with grace, and with joy. When you're ready, we'll come to sitting and we'll go right into pranayama. Come to a comfortable sitting position on a cushion or on a chair with your feet flat. Let's rest the hands on the knees and close our eyes. Become aware of our breathing, which after practicing 45 minutes of these restorative poses and including our Ujjayi breath all through the class, you will notice great changes in your breathing Right now, you will notice that already there is a silent, slow, naturally long breath intake and a slow, smooth, long exhalation. What we're going to learn now is, in my opinion, one of the most powerful breathing techniques in terms of giving us abundant energy. In fact, I often practice this whenever I'm feeling just drained or depleted, or I don't have much time in the day for myself. I like to take 5 to 10 minutes to do this pranayama, and what I feel afterwards is it's almost like I feel like a new person in 5 or 8 minutes of doing this breathing. I feel energized and I feel ready to go back to my duties. This is called the complete yogic breath, and we do this in 3 parts. So first, we're going to use Shin Mudra, which is the thumb and the index finger touching, placing it on our knees. And we're going to breathe in and out just from the belly region. So into the abdomen and out. And in and out. So try to direct the breath to the lowest part of the lungs. The breathing may not be very deep here. Trying not to move in the chest. Just gentle breathing in and out from the belly. In order for us to practice efficiently the complete yogic breath, we need to be familiar with the 3 parts of the lungs: abdominal, thoracic, and clavicular. And release. Next, we'll practice our thoracic breathing. So Chinmaya Mudra, same thing, touching the thumb and ring fingers, lower the fingertips into a fist. Place them fingers up on the knees with spine straight. Now you'll give a slight contraction in the abdominal muscles. So we're not breathing in the belly now. We are breathing here up in the heart center, in the rib cage, and feeling the lungs expand and contract. Expand and contract with each breath. Begin. Using the middle part of the lungs. Feel the air that as it expands the lungs pushes against the rib cage. Feel the air coming out to the sides as well. And release. Next one is Mudra, is Adi Mudra, so thumb inside the palms and fingers folding over. Rest them on the knees. Fingertips up. Now we're going to breathe. We're going to keep the abdominal muscle still contracted. We're going to breathe into the most shallow part of the lungs, which is right here up into the collarbone area. This is actually how many of us breathe all day long. And just think about it, how little of our lung capacity we're using by breathing up here. And over time, as I had mentioned, our stamina reduces, we feel exhaustion, we feel fatigue, simply because we're not breathing deep enough. With spine straight, abdomen tight, breathe in and out, just up into the collarbone. You should feel like breathing is more difficult. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. Almost as though you're gasping for air. Imagine that this is how we breathe almost all through the day, except when we're sleeping, or except when we have effortless concentration on one single object, and release. Now let's practice complete yogic breath. We're going to use Brahma Mudra. So the same mudra we had before, we're going to press the knuckles together and place them underneath the navel. Rest the forearms on the thighs. So by having the elbows out here to the sides, we're allowing a really opening up of the entire lung vessel here. The entire whole breathing apparatus is going to move. We're going to experience this in one slow, long, deep breath. With spine straight and sternum lifted, shoulders back, chest wide, we're going to begin inhaling first in the abdomen. Feel the belly expand. Continue inhaling into the chest. Feel the ribs widen, the lungs fill with air. Continue breathing in, up into the collarbone, into the shoulders, into the throat. Breathe until you cannot breathe anymore. Then pause for 1 second and begin exhaling from the shoulders, the collarbone, the chest. Lastly, from the belly. At the end, pull your navel in. Contract abdominal muscles to release every last bit of air. Then pause for 1 second and breathe in into the belly, chest, into the shoulders. Pause. Begin exhaling slowly. Shoulders fall. Chest collapse. Belly comes in. Pulling it in, letting go of every bit of air. Wonderful. Now again, breathe in. Fill the lungs. Pause and then breathe out. Next breath, make it as slow, as silent as you can. Next breath, slow, silent on the exhalation. Feel your whole body relaxing. And after the body relaxes, as you inhale deeply, you breathe in abundant energy. Exhale and send this energy to every corner in your body, to every vessel, every artery and vein, every joint, every muscle, every organ. One last breath. Sending the energy all throughout, especially where you feel you need it most. Release your mudra, relax the hands on the knees. For 1 more minute, meditate upon your current state of being. Observe the changes within yourself, within your mind. That along with this energy, you feel a great sense of inner calm and peace. That inner peace linked to also an abundance of happiness and joy. It is through our yoga practice that we can experience that joy within us, that we learn, that we hear about, that happiness lies within us. Become filled with lasting and eternal joy and bliss. Join the palms. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. I want to thank you all for joining our family yoga classes during 2021 Mahasamadhi Camp. We are your hosts, Chinmaya Mission of Washington Regional Center. If you missed any of the classes or you want to watch them again, they will be available at chinmayadc.org, our website. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email us at msc21yoga@chinmayadc.org. I'm your instructor, Amita Jain. I hope to see you all again very soon. Hari Om.